these are the kind of charts you like to see. Look at this. All right, right here, picture. This is what we want to see. Could be a spicy entry. Have those levels ready, guys. This is absolutely a top watch for me at market open. I mean, this is already in these two candles, 20%. This stock was on the watch list today. We are up 50% from that watch list entry. And what was beautiful about this one is, would you look where it bounced? We're green, baby. We are green this morning. This is how you make money. That's 28% in 3 minutes. I mean, can't get any easier than that, right? Hello, can you guys hear me now? I think my mic was off. You should be able to hear me now. Are you guys able to hear me now? Hello, hello. I think you can hear me now. I know it's delayed, so I'm going to keep talking until I get some yeses. I am so sorry. I'm rusty as shit, guys. Look at that. Oh, I accidentally, when I was moving my mic, I hit the button on accident and shut it off without realizing it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's do this again. Welcome, everybody. It's good to be back. I was super excited to live trade this morning because it's been, a week and a half since we've live traded together. I just wanted to thank Ben again for picking up that slack for me last week and doing an amazing job live trading with you guys. And anyway, on to that. All right, so obviously we're starting with our SPY first, like we always do. We have CPI data tomorrow morning. It's going to be interesting tomorrow. I don't know if I'm excited. I'm nervous. We had a little bit of a shitstorm last week with FOMC, relatively flat. You can trade a little bit of that volatility within it, but it really didn't have what we expected it to have. So in that aspect, I'm kind of interested to see what happens when it comes to CPI data because, in general, not having that kind of move, I am personally expecting I would say a 10 to 12 point variance tomorrow. That doesn't mean we end the day 12 points up or 12 points down. I think the spread is about 12 points tomorrow. I really feel like that's going to be what happens. And of course, these are all educated guesses. It's not anything. If you hear crazy dogs, by the way, I'm dog sitting my father's puppy this week, and he is jumping on me with a tennis ball right now as we trade. So if you see something crazy in the background, like a little puppy, don't worry about it. We've got this little trend channel going on the SPY. This is immediately what we're looking at on the shorter term time frames here. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a gap today. I'm not going to say, let's take that entry at that pre-market low. I think that's a little risky. I would rather take it right about here when we lose this area here. I think that's going to be your safer entry. And then, of course, we have the riskier entry too, of course. So, as far as our risky entry around this area here is where we would want to see it. Of course, first things first, we know we want to make sure that we have that candle open and close below it, especially in the first few minutes. All right. And a couple other things we're looking at is this area here. Yeah, those are probably the three main lines. And then, of course, for like a bullish entry, we don't necessarily have to wait to the break of this wedge, but I would wait for the break of this wick low from yesterday and the wick high from pre-market, which is right here. So let's play it like this. This is what we're going to look at here. My line just erased. And we're going to put it right There. Okay. So what I'm looking at for the most part is I'm not really wanting to touch too much in this in-between area. This is actually going to pull down to right there. So between that 410.98, 411.65, that 70 cents or so, the only entries I would like would be a hard rejection and then puts on the way back down, or hard support with the calls on the way back up. Our safer entries are going to be up above this area here with our candle opening closing. We know the routine. We don't take it immediately at that wick high. We want to see that next candle open above it. So that'd be a call entry right about here. So we're saying about 411.65 or so. And then our put entry is going to be down below, what is this, like 410.50-ish. So those are the two areas I'm looking at right here. It's about a 90-cent spread between the two, and we can play in between the two. And you guys know how we do this. We want to watch for those bounces, and in real time, as they come up, we can take those bounce plays, of course. So on the rejection, our rejection areas, which we always talk about too, on that pickup of support at 410.50, if we pick up that support, I want us back above 410.75 for that call entry. You guys know the routine. Dotted line green. That's what it means, is bounce pickups. And then on that rejection, I want to see us back below that 411.50 for that put entry on rejection there. So we'll go over these one more time really quick, and we will move on to the top runners of the day. All right. So anyway, so we want our bullish entry is going to be a break and a hold above 411.65 to 411.70. And then if we hit rejection around that area, we're going to take our puts at the loss of 411.50. On the opposite, we want to watch for that break below 410.50 or so for that put entry. But if we pick up support around that entry here, we would take our calls above 410.75. There's our four areas right there. And then also on top of that, we're watching this line right here, which is that pre-market wick low. If we lose that, that's our riskier call entry right there, because in reality, it's a point of confluence, because we have our trend channel coming together with that wick low from pre-market. So on a little bounce play like that is also what we would look at with that area there. That's a little bit riskier, though. That's a risky business. So we'll get to it. I'm going to try to wrap up our equity top watches quickly so we could look at Tesla and Palantir. We've got TRVN. We'll pop the 5-minute on. We've got a nice little zone we're watching right here. This one's pretty easy. We've got the volume on this one. It's got a nice strong move pre-market. Oh, this was from yesterday. Excuse me. I've got 1 day on instead of pre-market. So on this one, this is the area I'm looking at here. So for TRVN, for continuation today, we want to break above 295 with volume. And when I mean with volume, we want our volume to be an easy 2 million plus in the first 5 minutes, candle to candle. So that's just one entry. That's all we're looking at on this one. And I'm going to shift to today's top runners. I would rather chart those. I didn't realize I had 1 days on. All right, pre-market ENSC. This is an oldie goodie. Look at this thing ripping. I mean, we've got old fibs on this, so I needed to figure out how to delete this one, where it came from. Look it out. This is old. I don't have any idea where this came from, and now it's all scrunched up. Let me put on the 4 hour. I cannot figure out where the start of this is. All right. I have no idea. All right, there we go. Well, this is acting a little kooky here, so we're not going to waste time trying to delete this. It's frozen. I can't even get the... All right, we're going to move on to CLRO here. Sorry, guys. This is an interesting one because, as you can see, very, very low volume for the most part, which is telling me this is a super low float. I'm going to check the float just to make sure. Float 12 million. Yeah, smaller float. What I like to see, we are selling off a little bit here. We've got a perfect trend line. That's immediately what we're watching, is a bounce off our trend line here. And then a pickup back up over, I would say 230. I'm going to say 230 for this one. We want to break back above 230 for our entry. That's almost exactly what I want to see on this one for a riskier type entry. For our safer entry with a strong volume, that bullish break over our 246 will be our bullish entry there. ERYP has been selling off ever since it had its initial pop. So for me, we've got this trend line on this one as well. That's what we're watching. Preferably wait for a retest. It's always riskier not to wait for a retest. So I'd like to see a break above this 10 line. The retest, that would be our entry right here. However, if we don't get that retest, I would want to see it above. Let's see our prices here. I'd say 132. If we don't get a retest, I want to see it break clear above 130. Would be my entry. So 130 on that one. And there we go. Let's pop that line on. Yes, I use boxes. Anyone that's new, I use boxes so you can see it easier. It's so hard to see those single lines on the stream. I totally understand that. So now that so we have 4 minutes till market open. Maybe I could figure out how to get rid of this stupid thing here. And if I can't, we will just skip this one today. I don't know why it's like impossible. I can't. Oh, there we go. Yes. I couldn't get the line on there. All right. So this one here, I'm just going to draw fibs on it. We don't want to pull back more than 25%. There's our wick high. So in reality, I would love to see a pullback to about 580 and a pickup of support bounce. That's ideally what we're looking at. And like you guys always know, for new people, 25% retracement is always purple, and our golden fibs is always gold. So these two lines are old trend lines. They're not golden fibs. So we'll delete those. What is this? Sorry, guys. I got a dog at my feet chewing stuff up. All right, there we go. I love puppies. Can I tell you how much I love them? I'm sorry about that, guys. He's chewing up a makeup box. Oh, gotta love it. All right. So anyway, so on this one, we either get that pullback to the 583 area, or we get that blast above 659 with strong support. That would be what I'm looking at on this one. Of course, when we do break over that 659, that blows this trend line out of the water. We no longer have that wick high. We would have to redo our trend on that one. So, all right, what time we got? 8:27. Let's pop on our recently viewed. Let's look at Palantir, up about 20% right now. Not one I would necessarily jump into at these levels in any way, shape, or form. This is a beautiful bull flag. I mean, let's be real. So, all right, there we go. Let me put on the 5-minute for this one. And 2 minutes till market open here. I feel a little rusty today. I got all sorts of stuff going on with this puppy here. All right, so pop that fibs on. We did break back up over 0.382 fibs. Breaking a hold of 945 would be a little bit interesting for an entry. I'm not necessarily wanting to scalp this at all today, not 20% up. Of course, this is one that could end up pushing 40 to 50% over the next few days, but it is definitely a risky one. I just know a lot of people have these. If you're trying to figure out when to scale out of calls, if you have the calls that were alerted in the Discord via Quench, I would watch for that loss at 883, and that's where I would be pretty much out. We did get an impulsive break out of this trend channel here. So that's also what I'm watching, is the retest of that area here. Nothing I'm too excited about. Where's Tesla? Whole market's red now, so that's just the reality of it. And Tesla selling off some right now. Sitting at that pre-market low. Lost that. So I'm just going to watch this area here for the most part as we get into market open, see what happens. What do we have pick up for support past that? We have this area down here. Pop that over and see what happens. I want to see a break back above like 169.75 to even consider doing anything on this area here as far as a bullish play, and then perhaps playing it up to this wick high from pre-market, and then after that trying to play up to yesterday's high. Tesla needs a whole 170. If Tesla loses 170, I think we come down hard. Every time we've been losing 170 on Tesla, we were coming down to like 168, 167. So it's just looking definitely bearish at this point. I'm going to put back on top gainers, and we'll check these out, see what's happening here. All right, so we already blasted well above. I'm just going to delete this fibs because it's void, null and void. We didn't even get a chance to look at this one for that break above 645 for that entry. But if you were on that chart, like I always say, stay on the chart that makes the most sense to you and play that one. Don't try to flip through them. I play every equity. I play every option play I alert. I don't play the equity plays. I do play the options with you, however. CLRO is testing our trend line. We've got quite a while till the 230 area. And then ERYP as well. Not really doing much about anything at this point. We're probably going to flip to options pretty quick today. I'm going to flip through these one more time. We did hit that 725, and I mean 10% if you took that entry, but I wasn't on it and it was pre-market, so I wouldn't be surprised here. But I do actually like it here, back above 645. I think we could test that wick high again. And if you do take a 645 entry, my stop loss would be no lower than that wick low $6 in that aspect. Let's put on the SPY and Tesla. Let's watch those. Wow, that candle went down to 168.30. What a candle, with a heavy pickup here. So we'll wait and see what happens. I'll pop a little trend line here as well. We're taking our time today. First day back live trading for a few days. So I'm definitely getting back in the saddle a little bit here. See what happens with these charts. Cut that month. So we know what we're looking at on the SPY as well. So at this point here with these pickup of support areas, that break back above our pre-market low could be a possible higher risk call it above that 411. But on the other side of that, as far as our bearish entry, we're getting very close to that bearish entry. So thank you, Jay. I love you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. So we're kind of just watching what happens here. I'm trying to keep some of these charts pretty simple. We're selling off pretty heavy on a lot of stocks, so I'm not really rushing in too much. Palantir at a massive 4% sell-off right at market open. That is to be expected. That's why we take those gains pretty quickly. We are attempting to bounce off that pre-market low here. The contracts are so juiced. I don't really want to touch these while that IV starts to fade away from earnings yesterday. I don't really want to play these the first 30 minutes. You're going to lose 10 to 12% easy on your IV. And then you've just got to watch that. Your Vegas starts to get you a little bit, and just not worth it to me. So let's watch what happens on the SPY here. I'm going to check the those top gainers one more time before we get going here. So ENSC at that 645 level up to 702, about 10% here. And watch and see what happens. We could trade sideways. I'm happy. I'm good with trading, being range bound here. If we're range bound here and we stay above $5.80 to $6 and we do hold off without that immediate sell off, that's a good thing. No puppy. No. All right, sorry guys. And this dog, I am so sorry guys. So unprofessional. Okay, and then CLRO is selling off an ERYP. So ENSC is the one that looks interesting. It does look actually very, very bullish right now. We had that 1.1 million, 1.5 million. So we're definitely beating that 2 to 3 million first 5 minutes that we're talking about. I think we have no problem blowing past that 725 if we can test it in the next 3 minutes. If we can't test it in the next 3 minutes and we lose $6, I think we come down to this area right about here. So this is the main area I would watch past that, right about here at that 550 level, and go from there. Depends on the stock row. Yes, but on a stock like Palantir, where the reality is our weeklies. Let me go to Palantir. Our weekly contracts, when you've got IV, that's up over probably 200, 300% right here. It's 128 up to 700%. Yes, we can lose an easy 5 to 10% here. Hey, no. So no, that's absolutely something that can happen here. Oh my gosh, this dog's chewing up my rug. Wild. Never get a Jack Russell Terrier, people. I should move my camera so you can see what he's doing. This is insane. All right, so the SPY here. All right, so the SPY did get a bullish candle here. We are testing that area I was talking about for the entry right at 411. So that's definitely what we're watching here. 1 second, guys. All right, so sorry about that dead air. I had to lock him outside the office. He's literally destroying my office. Now we can trade. Let's do this, guys. When I jump back in the Discord, I'll move my camera and show you guys what he was tearing up right now while I'm live streaming. So what we get another candle wick above that 411. I think I would like a call entry here. We'll wait and see what happens over the next couple minutes here. Again, we've got the same little trend line as Tesla with this downtrend. And we'll go from there. But yes, as far as the IV, we've got such a high IV increase with earnings that the next day, as that earnings starts as that IV push, that push of your volatility starts to give way a little bit. The first few minutes of market open the day after earnings, it does downtick pretty drastically. So if it doesn't go your way, it hits even more at that point. So for the SPY calls, I like the 411s, of course, who do the dailies. 411, one out of the money. They're at 94 cents right now. I'm not in them. Always like to give you guys the contracts ahead of time. You ready? Because we are still sitting in between these two areas we're watching here. And then for the puts, if we were to do puts, it would be the 410 at 63 cents. It's 410 at 63 cents right now, but it won't be there. These are the two that we're watching. Well, that didn't work here. All right, so we're watching these, and again, I want to see that breaking that hold of a candle above that 411 with our downtrend slope here. I do believe we could break over that. We should test this dotted red line right here. But for now, we're sitting definitely sideways. A lot of hesitation in the market today. That's going to be the case. I think we get a lot of theta burn, a lot of sideways chop. We call it chop city, or that's what I call it, at least, is chop city, because we could have a pretty severe chop in the market right here. So Tesla's looking bearish as well. So if I do a Tesla put, I would do me personally the 165, which is at 167 right now. If I buy a Tesla put, that's the one I'm going to get. Oh my gosh, having all sorts of problems today. Oh, that's what happened. All right, there we go. So that one's interesting here. I'm watching those Tesla puts. I'm going to buy two puts right here of those 165s. All right. And you guys know the routine. I usually sell one pretty quick in the money, try to lock up 5-10%, take a little of the pressure off. And I am going to start telling you guys as I start scaling in as well. All right, so I'm up about 6% there. But I will tell you guys as I start scaling in as well, because I do scale in sometimes. And again, that's for larger accounts only. I get a lot of questions about scaling into puts and calls, because I do scale in a lot in my personal trading, but it's not really something we talk about too much on the Discord. SPY's picking up that support right there, and Palantir is trying to pick up a little support and pop back up. Let's go to our top gainers, ENSC, see what that one's doing. And this is our bounce zone. We need to bounce right here and break back above 630, and I would like an entry. Again, ENSC, I like an entry above 630. Back to our Tesla chart, and let's see what happens here. And then Tesla, we're looking at this trend line here. It's starting to establish as we go. We can see these lower lows here. And I'll immediately dump these puts if we do break back over that. I'm going to delete a couple of these lines here. We've got a lot of lines going on. I don't want to confuse anyone. All right. So I'm just kind of watching this trend channel here. As long as the candle stays attached to this trend channel, I'm okay with it. I do think we get those lower lows. Tesla is leaning bearish to me overall, and SPY needs to come down here as well. All right, Lucid's down about 9%. That's another one I was kind of watching today. So the only thing I am personally in is these Teslas here. The 165 put. I'm sorry. Yeah, 165 put, and I filled at 164. So almost perfect on there. And I'll put the contract in here. I know you guys probably filled a little higher than me due to the fact of the delay. I am aware of that when I'm taking into account what we do with these. But this is the one I'm in. And I want to see us sweep this low of day pretty quick here and come down. Tesla tends to behave a little different than most stocks. A lot of stocks will pick up that double bottom or shoot just below it, pick up their buyers in like say this area here, and then shoot back up. Tesla tends to push down quicker and harder the second it loses that low. It's a little different than a lot of the market. So where a lot of people might look for that double bounce, and pick up that support or even a little lower than that, Tesla's not necessarily the same way at all. So I'm floating around 5 to 6% up on these. I want to see that loss of trend. I wanted to see that candle come and break this low right now. It hasn't happened yet. So unfortunately, I'm not liking that as much. And of course, we're watching a low trend line here. Reminder, guys, these are scalps. We're in, we're out quick, unless we have that true pure direction one way or another. This is never intended to be held for the day. It's never intended for you to buy more than one of the plays I'm in. Never take 2 entries at a time. SPY, Tesla, whatever charts I go through, do not take more than 1 at a time. Please be careful. If you're not familiar with options, learn how this happens a couple times before you start to take these trades with me. I take every option play. I do not take the equities. It's too many positions to manage at once. Again, I do like our ENSC above 630 here. That's what I'm watching there. Back to a recently viewed. Let's see what that SPY's doing. SPY's picking up that bullish push here while Tesla's selling off. I'm going to... No, I'm okay with Tesla here. I'm up 9% right here. You can scale out a 1. I'm going to wait and see what the next candle does, and decide from there. SPY's got a little bullish. Okay, so we broke over our bullish entry for the SPY, which, as you guys know, was the 411 call. We broke clear over our zone, so this was our entry. And again, this is why stay on the chart that makes sense to you. We gave that entry for the first flag to open above, or first candle to open above 411 was entry. I did not take entry. However, if you were in the SPY chart ready to buy those calls, you should be up pretty nicely here, 8 to 10%, which means Tesla's probably pushing a little too. We got to really watch this Tesla here, which is okay. So I'm going to flip between these two, and they're only charts we're going to watch here. Again, if you took the SPY calls above 411, I did not. Sorry, I think I had a little bit of a glitch there. All right, we're back. Cool. All right, so all right, there we go. I think I just came back. I'm going to see you guys in the Discord. I'm actually going to end this part of the stream. For everybody who's in the Discord who might be a new trader here, and are part of Premium, we are hopping over to the lounge in Discord right here. I will see you guys over there. I had a little glitch on my internet when I was trying to end it. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Bye.